Namaste, beautiful brothers and sisters. How is it all going? Have you all realised that I can't actually start a video without saying Namaste, brothers and sisters, how's it going? I did try one time, but it just sounded so dodgy. I was like, oh, hi everyone. And I was like, no, that's not me. So let's just see if anyone's going to jump on the call and whether anyone, Facebook is going to let anyone know. No, that's weird. No one's here yet. Normally we do have people already on the call. So I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to have to wait for like a couple of seconds. We've got one person. Oh my God. Say hello when you come on. Come on. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, say hello. That'll be great. And share this video. Come on, guys. Let's share this video. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm going to share it to the group. I'm going to share it to the event is happening. The event happened. Come on, guys. I mean, we need more people live now. Live now. This is ridiculous. I've never... Hello, Susan Smith. This is a bit mad because there should be more people. Who's that? Oh, hello, Lacey. Hi, darling. Oh, what is going on? Anyway... I had a message. What was the message? Oh, it's gone. I can't remember what it was, guys. Heather Hoyland. Oh, we got Heather here. That's all good. What's the message? It's a very big cosmic message. Can't remember. Oh, hello, Lacey. I'm not just going to speak Scottish the whole time. I'm actually going to share something today. I'm going to share like a message with you all. But, well, I just want to talk about the equinox because the energy's building up now for the equinox transmission. And I'm obviously going to be sharing the ceremony from Roslin Chapel in Scotland. And I just think that it's a really, really amazing opportunity for you, if you're like in America or Canada, for you to connect in with the energies of the Holy Grail and Roslin Chapel. And so I'm going to be doing like a protocol to invite everyone energetically into the space. So yeah, it's going to be really, really big. And I hope that if you're not going to come to the transmission that I'm hosting, I hope that you're going to either organise your own one, or I hope that you're going to go to another ceremony, because it's very, very important that we come together on the equinox. It's probably arguably the most powerful spiritual day of the year, and we know that there's been a lot of sacrifices and all sorts of nefarious activities taking place around the equinox, and that the old powers that were used that time in order to to perpetuate their crimes against humanity. So what I spoke about in the last video, I am loyal to doing your transmissions, thank you, Lacey, is that, you know, the darkness has been organising for years and years and years, and now we have to organise if we want to really want to get this planet back. I mean, obviously we know the light has won, but what we're experiencing is a timeline being played out. And hi, Annie, hi, darling. So this timeline is dependent on the amount of awakened souls. Like, we know this timeline has actualized on the higher dimensional realms. The light has won, God has won, victory to the light. And what is playing out on the lower dimensional realms is essentially a catch-up, vibrational catch-up to the light. But also there's a huge awakening trajectory that these... yes, we have to divest and not create the negative time and digest. So what I wanted to say is that it's gone up my head now. Hey Jen, love your speeches. Thank you. I'm just about to give a speech now, guys. Like, all right, just take a deep breath so that you can receive the download. So anyway, what I was saying is that the light has already won. We all know that. It's 100% won, guys. So anyway, the light has won, but in order for us to vibrationally align with that timeline, we need to experience mass awakening. So it is arguable that what is being played out is is to awaken the sleepers. You know, now that's not saying that there isn't any cabal minions that are still operating. There blatantly are, but I stick to what I've said from the beginning, that the head of the Hydra was cut. The head of the Hydra was cut in 2016, 2017, when Mr. T went all around the world and he did his little symbols, right? That was when it was, the head of the Hydra was cut. But we're talking about the pyramid, at the head of the pyramid, there's all these like loads and loads and loads and loads of layers like that come underneath the pyramid. And so within those lower layers sort of thing, there's minions, there's cabal minions that are obsessed with power, obsessed with telling people what to do, obsessed with traumatizing humanity. I don't know why they exist. Why do they exist? But they do exist, and no one's saying that they don't exist. And some of them might even hold quite important positions of power, like a prime minister. But we know a prime minister is not really, is a puppet. Do you know what I mean, guys? Every single thing of our world is smoke and mirrors. Everything, apart from your heart, apart from your intuition, apart from the love in your soul, literally everything in the media, in the way that our world was constructed, is a bullshit. Like, literally, sorry to, I mean, you probably all know that anyway, don't you? Like, it's not like, oh, well, thanks for the revelation, Jen. What would we do without you? It's all absolute, total and utter, complete bullshit. And so they've tried to sort of say that, you know, they've tried to palm off indoctrination for education. They've tried to palm off propaganda for journalism. They've tried to palm off like a drug mafia cartel for doctors. Do you know what I mean? It's like the whole entire flipping world is they've tried to make it a bit on the ungodly side. Do you know what I mean, guys? So anyway, it's like they in the past, they don't really exist anymore, but I mean there are a few of their little minions that are still operating. So because of that, that means that we have to come together in order to support the timeline of Victory to the Light. And this timeline, I've been shown very, very clearly that this timeline is 100% connected to humanity and the amount of souls within humanity that awaken. And so that's why you could say, oh, all this stuff's going on, like oh, Mr. B in America, oh, he cracks me up. Oh, he jokes, man. Oh my God, I saw this most hilarious thing. Yesterday, he was like, yeah, so the husband of the first lady, he's held up with COVID, and he was like talking about himself. It's hilarious. It's what a show, guys. What a show. Now this Mr. B, he's a puppet. I would say he's a white hat puppet. I know that not everyone would agree with that, but I don't even know how you could not agree with that, because he is clearly doing his best to awaken humanity. And he is clearly messing everything up so that all of the most asleep, obese Americans can go, oh my God, what are we doing? What did we do by voting for him? Do you know what I mean? And we thought Mr. T was bad, but Jesus, nothing could prepare us for Mr. B. So yeah, that is what's going on, isn't it? There is... I really feel that so much of what is taking place right now is being orchestrated to awaken the sleepers. And I'm not going to speak about the UK situation too much, because apart from nothing is what it seems with that situation, absolutely nothing is what it seems. The guy who leads the country is literally an actor. He's literally an actor, and there's videos of him in high heel stiletto boots, being sexual, being a bit gay. Do you know what I mean? It's just all one big joke. And I know that I'm doing my bit. I'm doing my bit as a very, very powerful, awakened spiritual goddess to entirely dismantle the whole nefarious pyramidic structure. But what we need to be focused on at the moment now is clearing the top. Archie bear, Archie, right, calm down. No, you're not allowed to just start barking like a mad dog. I was going to say, yeah, it's very, very important that we understand what is going on at the moment, and we need to take our world back. But humanity needs to stop being lazy. We've all been so lazy because we're God's children. We just want to be in bliss. We just want to be in ecstasy. Like we're coded for bliss and ecstasy. We don't want to be organising against a perpetual threat. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is, it's like we have to be armoured up. The other, you know, those that are against humanity have been so organised. And so surely we've also got to organise. And that's why I do the transmissions. This is my little way of General Jen showing up for duty to say, right, let's get organised. Ground crew, come on, let's all gather on our grid points and let's dismantle this, any of those sort of like last residue of minions and stuff like that. But we do need to get behind it. We can't just be sitting on our bum doing nothing and just thinking about making nice food and what have you. It's like we actually need to activate our spiritual powers now in a way that we've never really activated them before. And so we need to understand how powerful we are. We need to understand the agenda of why there's been so much control, because you hold the God spark, you hold the God flame. You are a fractal of God. Within you, you hold all the creative power of the whole entire universe. You hold all of the wisdom, all of the gnosis, all of the knowledge of the entire universe within your subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is deeply, deeply encoded to understand absolutely everything about creation. And so we are all fractals of magnificence and brilliance, which is actually incomprehensible for our human minds to understand. And this is the reason why there's been such a profound agenda, because they've wanted to hijack our power. They've wanted to hijack our source energy and sort of like pull the strings on it so that it can be directed towards all that is against God. So sad. Like that's their agenda. Like every day it's like they God's not very popular with them all. And they got a real like bee in their bonnet about God, haven't they? And they are us. There's no they, and this is like I am bound to dualistic language, but it's not really they. They are an aspect of our consciousness. They are an aspect of our unintegrated shadow. It's not they, but there is a force which seeks to harm, you know, and that's what we're speaking about. There's a force that seeks to harm, and there is a force that seeks to heal. And for us to deny that's just ignorance. And we're not sort of at that level of ignorance. But we're not feeding that, and we're not creating separation. We're understanding that it's an aspect of our own psyche, our own consciousness that is the dark sort of thing. And the more that we all do the shadow work, integrate our own shadow, you know, the more that we do the work, the more that we come home to the 0 point field, then like it's absolutely unbelievable how powerful it is. One soul that comes into the 0 point field, it's like our vibration's quite heavy and it's quite dense in 3D and 4D, and it's heavy in 3D, gets a little tiny bit lighter in 4D, but it's still very, very complex and very, very duality filled. But then as soon as you have your revelation and you break through out of 4D into 5D, then you activate. It's almost like a balloon. This is what I'm being shown, and the balloon is of such a high frequency that it then rises, and then the light that the balloon emits is exponentially more powerful than any sort of 3D, 4D person. And like, so say for example, okay, let's use wattage as a way to illustrate. So a 3D consciousness person, maybe they're at sort of like 10 watts of functionality. 4D person, maybe they're at 20 watts of functionality. 5D, they're at 10,000 watts. So probably even more, maybe 25, 30,000 watts. And so one person that goes into 5D, they emanate a code and a frequency that is so exponentially and radically life-changing for the collective that it literally lifts up the whole collective with it. So we don't actually need that many of us to be fully stabilized in 5D for it to do the work. So how do you stabilize in 5D? You understand that the present moment is where the fifth dimensional party is happening. And so you find a practice to anchor your awareness to the present moment, because the point of power is always in the present moment. Hi, Jackie, darling. Share this video, guys. And so this is how we come into 5D, because whenever we're in our mind, we're in 3D, 4D, we're in duality, we're in, you know, separation and stuff like that. But how we get into 5D is you commit to a spiritual practice that will anchor your consciousness in the present moment. You understand that all quantum timelines, like, this is not just the 3D planet. This is one timeline. It's called the 3D timeline. We've got 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D timelines, 4A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There are an infinite number of timelines that are available to us, but they're only available to us in the present moment. This is why the present moment is called the 0 point field, because this is where all the timelines converge. And so when we find a spiritual practice that really brings us home to the present moment, then we activate our creative power and we let go of our addiction to being a victim. Everyone's been so addicted to being a victim. Oh, he said this, my dad did that, and he ignored me, and and this is my story, and who's got time to listen to my story? I just want to share my story. And that's okay, but that just keeps you in a loop. The victim story keeps you in a loop of suffering, and that's okay. No one cares. Like, your evolution is between you and God. It's not a competition. But if you want to escape the loop, then it's very, very powerful for you to let go of your identification to your story. Like, my story was, I was abandoned by my dad. He left my mum when she was pregnant. My stepdad came along. He never really liked me. I had a terrible relationship with men. My granddad terrified me. That's my story. Now, I leveraged that story till I was in my 40s of like, and I was like constantly petitioning God, oh God, I've had such a hard time. Please, you know, give me a break. Let me just have this manifestation. And God was like, oh, no. You've got to be a vibrational match, sweet baby girl. You know what I mean? And so it wasn't until I put down my victim story, and that doesn't mean it didn't happen. It all happened. But do you ever hear me talking about my story? Apart from me telling you what used to be my story, you will never ever hear me going into that vibration of suffering. I can't go there anymore. And that's because I've let go of my attachment to my victim narrative. This is one of the top tips to get you into the present moment, the fifth dimension, is for you to just drop your story. And for me, it was like, I realised, I was like, I'm addicted to my story. Oh my good God, shit man, I'm addicted. And I'm the one. And being addicted to your story is a bit like having a scab, and every day it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna have a little pick, or I'm just gonna have a pick. I won't let it heal. I'm just gonna keep on picking it, keep on picking it, and keep on picking it. And one day I woke up and I was like, do you know what? This is a recipe for hell on earth, and I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm gonna completely and utterly stop. I'm going to absolutely, completely and utterly stop carrying around this story, because this story is keeping me trapped in the lower dimensional realms of consciousness, and this is not serving humanity. I've come here to attain complete and utter spiritual liberation, spiritual enlightenment. I've come here to break through the dimensional realms into the 0 point field. And the 0 point field is the opening point to the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension and the 0 point field are same. The fifth dimension is the entry point into the 0 point field. And then when you enter into the 0 point field, you don't stay stuck there. You are at one with your full multidimensionality. So when your consciousness lands in the 0 point field, you have access to your full multidimensionality. You can go 6D, 7D, 8D, 12D, 33D, whatever you fancy for breakfast. Do you know what I mean? It's just the entry point. 5D is the entry point into the 0 point field, guys. Anyway, no one's commenting. Come on, guys, this is like next level conversation. Can anyone hear me? What do you reckon? I know you've been listening, haven't you? You've been taking it all in. I've got 10 minutes to go, and then I've got to go because I got a meeting. That was not Scottish. I do apologise. I was meant to be speaking in my Scottish accent. This makes so much sense. Now, which part makes sense, Rachel? At the bit putting down the victim story. This is next level. It's totally next level, man, woman. It's like, hi, Natalie Elizabeth Jones Thompson. Oh, thanks, Nat. Thank you. They're quite heavy though, I'm not going to lie. I'm only wearing one because it's too heavy. Yeah, the victim story. So with me, I was just like, you know what? This victim story, I'm addicted to that. I'm 100% addicted to that. I'm addicted to every day just like picking my scabs. And I was just like, one day, I was like, God, I'm done. I am done with picking my flipping scabs. No more picking scabs because this wound is not healing. If every day I'm like going, oh no, this really happened to me. Oh, did you know that this happened to me? Oh, I was abandoned. I was abandoned by my dad. Who cares? Like, I was like petitioning everyone. Do you care that I was abandoned by my dad? You know, and then when we're in that vibration, we can't heal. We can't heal from our wounds. But I was just like, no, I'm putting it down and I'm never, ever going to pick it up again. And I put it down in 2011, guys, November 2011. And I talk about this in all my containers and all my books and everything. It's not like new information. But I'm listening and it's very important info. I'm taking it all in. I find it more difficult dealing with people projecting their insecurities on me. When my light bothers their soul. I've had a week working on it. I was adopted. Oh, bless you, darling. Now, the thing is, though, is that, like, what I realised is that my dad was from Israel. He was from a very, very strict Jewish family. My mum came from a Catholic family. And so my dad's family, if they would have found out that he had a baby with a Catholic woman, they would have rejected him. They would have booted him out of the family, and that's it. He would have been gone. So how I resolve that is that I understand that my dad really loves me, and he knew that the way that I was going to awaken spiritually in this lifetime was if he was absent, that his absence would cause a void within my soul that would make me go out there hunting for God. Do you know what I mean? And so I know now that my dad sacrificed me. Like, he sacrificed having a relationship with me. I'm quite a cool person. Do you know what I mean? And my dad had to sacrifice that. And he had to, like, it makes me quite emotional, actually. Like, that is the truth. He had to say, okay, God, I'll move away from that relationship so that Jen will have the void, and then she'll have to find God. God will have to fill up that void. But what a sacrifice my dad made, you know? And so because of that, I realised that it was a choice that was made on a higher level that was going to serve me, but also serve the collective. And so when I realised that, I was like, oh, I can let go of my pain and my suffering around that, because it was an act of profound generosity on the part of my father to let go of me, his beautiful awakened daughter. Do you know what I mean? Who could have looked after him, super abundant, everything. And so what I did was that I truly found God within me, my father within me, the eternal heat of divinity that burns in my soul. And that was what my soul really, really wanted and needed in this life. It was okay to sacrifice the father. I had the mother. I had the Holy Divine Mother. She encoded me deeply and on an extraordinary level with unconditional love. My mum just gave me unconditional love. And I think that's why I show up in the world as the soul that I do, largely because of the love that my mother gave for me. And it was like the foundation of who I am that I share with everyone. And so how I resolve my abandonment issues is finding God within. But the father that raised me was the best dad. Oh, that's beautiful. My dad doesn't know I exist as far as I know, and I don't know. Oh, yes, I have to let go of my victim story. Thanks to you, Jen, and my life is transforming daily. Amazing, Elena. I was adopted. Such wisdom, Jen. You have helped me feel gratitude for those who have hurt me in my life. Oh, bless you, darling. Yeah, I mean, and I think with my stepfather, I had a very, very challenging relationship with him. But that was all perfect as well, because he brought out the warrior in me. Like, he brought out the fearless, powerful warrior in me. Because I was just like, you can't tell me what to do. You're not my dad. This is like about 6, 7. You can't tell me what to do. You're not my dad. And I'll square up to you if I have to. That was the attitude I had. And I did. Because he was just like, oh, just move away, you little squirt, you little kid. Just like, and I was like, come on in. So I feel that with my stepdad, that was a very, very adverse relationship. I don't feel a victim for that. I feel like he taught me to go, like, stick 2 fingers up to the patriarchy. Like, because I was like, I'm fearless, absolutely fearless around standing up for myself. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, there's a bit of my life story, guys. I'd love to hear your life story at some point. That would be great. So anyway, I know you're all going to come join us on the equinox transmission. I've got to go in a minute because I've got at 12 o'clock I've got a meeting. So thank you all for commenting. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you for liking, subscribing, hitting the notification. I don't know. Thank you for going to my wall every day and checking my posts, because even though I'm not appearing on the feed, I'm still posting amazing stuff. So thank you all so much for going up, checking what I've, sharing. And I hope that you've gained a lot of insight and inspiration from today's chat. And you are your own saviour. Like, there's no two ways about it. I was my own saviour. I thought it was going to be like a man. I thought it was going to be my twin flame. I thought it was going to be anyone but myself, but it's not. It was me. And it was me saying, I'm putting down my victim story and I'm never picking it up again. And then that saved me. And we all have the power to do that. You have the power to do that. And I really pray that you take inspiration from this message and that you do that. And you stop picking your little scab of, oh, this happened to me and that happened to me. Yeah, it did happen to you. And you've got a big fat wound to show it, but let's make that wound heal now. Do you know what I mean? All right, guys, well, that's it. That's my message. Thank you all. I'll post all the links to book onto the equinox transmission. There's still one spot for my Scotland retreat if anyone's really feeling some last minute vibes. And is there anything else? No, Scotland retreat, that's it. And then when I get back from my Scotland retreat, I'm going to be working at really launching my Diamond Plus Mastermind for teaching and initiating people into the Divine Actor protocol. So that's it. God bless us all. Have a beautiful day. The sun is shining in the United Kingdom, which is a miracle. So I think I'll take Archie Bear out at some point. So Archie, did you want to say hello to everyone? Have you got a little message for everyone? I'll just pick up a telepathic message from Archie. Archie, what's your message? Oh, he keeps just saying he loves me. He really, he's got a thing about me, Archie. Haven't you, baby? You've really got a thing about me. But I know that what in his heart, he's saying, don't worry, guys. Like, you are the 0 point field. You are that. And he says, I would have loved to, but I'm helping teach Reiki. Hope you have a great time in Scotland. Thank you, Mariella, darling. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Mariella. He's saying, yeah, he is. I was like, he is totally saying, take me for a walk. And I was like, oh, we said that last time. Hello, Amanda, darling. You've just missed it. Oh, I've got to go now because I've got a meeting at 12. But watch this video from the beginning. Yeah, Archie definitely 100% is saying take me for a walk. But he's also saying it's all right, guys. Just come into your heart. You are the 0 point field. You are your spiritual saviour. Your spiritual saviour is not outside of yourself. You are that. And if you can activate those codes of spiritual salvation within your own self, you will become a lighthouse. You will become a beacon of extraordinarily powerful wattage and light. And your light will become a light that other people can lean into, can absorb, can borrow even. I mean, people are sort of like, they can borrow the light. Do you know what I mean? That's what a lighthouse is for. You borrow the light. And so this is how we arrive. So I hope that you get to watch this message, Amanda and Sheila. It's a really powerful message that I know you're going to love. And thank you for sharing this, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to download this video. I'm going to upload it to Instagram. I love Instagram. You should all follow me on Instagram because I 100% post the best things on Instagram. And I think my community will agree with me. I absolutely smash it on Instagram. Seriously, my posts are amazing. They are hilarious. They are so funny. So follow me on Instagram. It's official Jen McCarthy. Please don't follow one of the stupid fake accounts. I'm gonna have to do some sort of spiritual work to stop this now. It's just getting ridiculous. But anyway, so me too. I love Insta. Yeah, it's so cool. Okay, Archie wants to come in here. Archie, what's your message? Got a message for Amanda and Sheila because they've just joined us. Apart from the fact that you want to go out. Oh, he just wants to cuddle, guys. That's it. I'm not really picking up anything else. All right, so I'll see you all in the next couple of days. God bless. Namaste.